Hey guys, so today you will be hearing some words from me about this thing going on with two phones actually that's out on the market right now. The HTC ONE, HTC's flagship for this year, 2013, versus the Galaxy S4, which is Samsung's flagship device for 2013. So, remember, this is only my viewpoint, okay? If you want to discuss in the comment section down below, don't try to hate on someone. I'm ready to discuss with you, but don't try to hate, okay? Because hate is never good. Don't call people mean things and stuff, because people prioritize different things. I understand that. And I would love to make this comparison here with, I'm going to use two car brands. So we have a BMW here, and I would say that the S4 is kind of like a BMW. It looks good, you can drive around with it with your whole family. It's a phone that suits for your whole family, and you have a lot of storage options with it. And then we have a Ferrari here on the left side, and it's a HTC ONE. It has exclusive build quality. Ooh yeah, it feels so good on the back and everything, and it's super amazing to hold in my hand. It just feels good, okay? It feels good. You want to buy this, you want to get it. You just look at your friend and you be like, oh, I can look so cool with that thing in my hand, and you just owning that device. And you buy it, you use it for a few days, and after a few days you start to notice some things with it. And I have started to notice some things here that I am going to say in this video. Now, the first thing I want to say here is that if you are looking into, watch more videos, watch more people's video reviews comparing these two devices. You do it. I have multiple videos about, I have a full review over 1 hour just talking about the HTC ONE versus the S4. And the first thing I want to say here is there are good things with both phones, and both phones have a bad thing or have bad things. And I will make a video on my Samsung Galaxy S4 about the things I don't like about it, because I did a video like that on the HTC ONE. So that is something that I want to point out here. So you buy, let's say you and now we'll talk about this. The thing that I noticed, I think this could be important to know. This is something I don't think that many people talk about, because most reviewers out there, they don't buy their stuff with their own money. I buy all of my gadget with my own money, because you know what? I like it. I like tech. I like gadgets. And so many reviewers out there, they just borrow the products. So they have a different view of it. But I buy it. Okay? So what I want to say in this little video here is that there's one thing that I prioritize over everything else. And that is how it feels in the hand and how the button layout is, because that really is important for me. Because if I'm gonna walk around, use the phone 24/7, it's going to be important that the button layout is very good. And this was something that I realized is pretty horrible on one of these devices. And if you want to discuss this in the comment section, maybe you don't prioritize this as much as I do, but I think it's really important that it's very, very good. Because if I'm going to use the device all the time, I want to feel good. It's very important to me. Okay, so if you start off here with the button layout. Now, the first thing that kind of sucks with the HTC ONE is that you can't start the phone on the front side. Do you know what that means? That means that you need to use your hand, and you need to use more than 2 fingers, usually like 3, just to launch the phone. You can't use it or do it on the front side. You have to go at the top and hold the device while you load up the screen over there. So how do you do it on the S4? Well, it's very simple. You just need to use 1 finger over here. Look at this. Oh, okay, that's the first thing about the button layout. I don't really get, why would you make a phone that you can't launch just on the front side? Is there an app out there so you can launch it with the capacitive touch buttons? I would love to hear about that, because I really think this is an important thing. I don't get why I can't launch everything on the front side, because it should be an option to do that, to immediately launch it with one finger. Maybe you don't think that's very important. Well, we can continue now and also check out another thing that I find very annoying, and that is okay, let's go back to the cars also, by the way. Why do I think that it feels like a Ferrari versus a BMW? Well, I would say that this one, yes, as a Ferrari, looks good on the outside. It has wonderful materials, and you'd be like cruising around with it and you feel effing badass until you realize something. This may not be a super good daily driver, because the steering wheel feels kind of weird. You are kind of stuffed in there in the Ferrari and you feel weird. And it's kind of like with the HTC ONE, with the button layout. Look at how they have created this. Now, I've played many gameplays here with the HTC ONE on my YouTube channel here, and every time I'm trying to raise the volume here, it's hard to tap on the buttons, because it's hard to tap on them because they have tilted the side here. So the side goes, instead of going like this, like curved with your hands, it goes like this, okay? And then you are coming there with your hand, and the whole side here is like tilted, and I don't know why they did that. And a funny thing here is that you can see it when you move this one. Why does it move? And why doesn't this one point out a little bit more? It's very hard to reach these buttons and touch them. Oh my god. And if we continue on, this is not the worst button layout. They haven't made an even worse thing. That is, why do you on this massive phone put the power on button at the top side of the phone? And this phone is as big as kind of like the Galaxy S4, because there's the stereo speakers here on the front, which is also making the displays a little bit smaller. But why do you on this massive phone put the power button at the top when you have a whole side here where you have nothing? Why don't you make a better layout to hold in here? I could have had a power button on this side. It would be so good to instantly be able to launch the phone just by holding it like this. But with this design, what they have made is that you need to go with your finger and go here at the top with a phone that have tilted the side. So it's not even tilted the right direction, it's tilted the wrong direction. So when you are trying to put on the power on the phone, you need to really go up there. You need to really go up there at the top. And even more funny, this button is even worse than the volume up and down keys, because this one doesn't even point out. It doesn't even point out a little bit, so it's a little bit hard here to even find it. I don't know why, but I find that a major failure. And you can't, if you have an HTC ONE, you can't really say that. I would love to hear people saying that that is a better thing than the easier layout here that Samsung did go with. Now, Samsung did go with, it feels better to hold in my hand, and this is as I would assume if you would buy a BMW, you would feel a little bit more comfortable, okay? You can feel a little bit more comfortable in there because you have more space. And Samsung, they were clever enough, so when you hold the phone like a normal human, you can see that instantly my hand goes over here to this flat side also. So it's a total flat side, so it feels extremely good because it doesn't have any weird directions or anything. It's just flat, okay? And my thumb here rests very nicely here. Now, on the other side, they have volume up and down keys. Now, I do agree that they could have put them a little bit down here. I'm not sure why they did not do that, but it's not super bad. And they were clever enough to realize you don't put buttons up here on a major smartphone. I don't really know how HTC were thinking with that. It's intense. I don't know why. Why would you create a phone with a design like that? And then I want to say this about people talking so much about about this thing that the aluminum, it's a very good material here. Well, we also do have that it is how can I say this? Is aluminum better than plastic? I've been seeing some durability videos on the HTC ONE when people, you don't want to drop this device, okay? You don't want to drop this device because you can get some really, really nasty accidents with aluminum. Also, you should know that the whole back here do get warm. My main point here is that I think that overall, for most people that usually drop their device sometimes, as a daily driver, plastic is better. And not just that it's plastic, that you can actually remove the back. You can replace this back with an aluminum back if you would like. But not just that, it's very, very easy to extend, put in a bigger battery. If you drop the device in water, you can throw out the battery and your phone will probably survive. You have storage option here, so you can put in more storage. So I would say that overall, for most majority of the people, this S4 will overall be a better choice. Now, this is not, of course, a full review. This is just a main video about this thing that I have been talking a little bit in other videos also about, but I would say BMW, this one is a safe choice. It's a good daily driver. I would say that you're starting to gamble a little bit once you go into the HTC ONE. I think that for most people, button layout is going to be the most important thing. But if you want to flash, you could buy the HTC ONE and you can walk around with people. It's just like having a Ferrari. I think that people will see you with this device and they will be like, oh, I want to hold that. Oh, it feels so good in my hand. Oh yeah, bro. That Ferrari, it's so nice. Oh yeah, bro. But then they go buy the device and then they find out that the Sense first will force you to use this blink feed here, and that basically will force like Facebook and new stuff here on you. You can though use a launcher to remove that, but then also some options here in the software that you don't even have any things here in the notification area like quick toggles that you do get on the S4. I would say that that's a really big thing. Maybe there's a good solution for that, and then some things here that to use multitasking with this device, instead of just holding in on the S4, you have to double tap. You have to double tap to go to multitasking. That has a grid, a very weird grid here, where you can't remove everything at the same time. My main point here is that overall the software also seems to be a little bit more polished and worked up on the TouchWiz UI here, even though I've seen some small lag issues sometimes, and I definitely do believe that that they should work more on that, Samsung. But look at this. Look at how many options I have already in here. Look at how many quick toggles I can have, and it's just, and I have the freedom here to have anything I want on my home screens. I like that, okay? I like that. So quick little video about that. I think it's a deep thing. I think it's a deep thing. I don't know how. This one feels like it's designed for humans. That's my main point also, is that this phone feels, I can throw it around a little bit. It has a plastic back. I don't even have to worry too much. It's a little bit like I can drive around with my BMW. I don't have to worry too much. I know not anyone is gonna, if I crash it, sure, I have to pay a little bit maybe to replace the battery or something, but if you're gonna crash this sucker, the aluminum, if you're gonna crash it, you probably have to replace the whole thing. And overall experience, S4, and yes, this one might have some flashy stuff. The Ferrari might have some, it has a little bit more power, maybe a little bit of a better speaker inside of the car. But then we can see that this one also has some features like the 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera, and it's like, what is this? 4 megapixel resolution only that produce very horrible pictures. So you can leave your feedback down in the comment section down below. I know people won't like this video, but for me, main thing here is that this may not be something for you. Maybe if you prioritize other things like the speaker, then of course HTC One, it's the thing. If you want to have that premium feeling, yeah, go with the HTC One. But also remember that you can actually replace the back here with aluminum back, and I will see if I can do that by ordering some things. But I really want to hear from HTC One guys. What do you think? Maybe I'm blind for something. Maybe. I would say that the screens are both amazing on both smartphones. It's very similar in quality. I don't think anyone is going to complain on any of the devices. This is just my quick little view on this. Hopefully you won't rage too much in the comments, please. Don't rage too much. But I really think that it's a good, like, if you want to go safe, if you want to know you're going to get software updates and stuff, go with the BMW. Go with Samsung, okay? Go with them right now. And I would say that Samsung or HTC was really close at bringing me in. If they would have fixed the button layout, made it look better, and not use a gimmicky 4-megapixel camera that produced horrible when you zoom in a lot, I would probably went with HTC. They were really close this year. But button layout, it's very important for me. And maybe you don't think like me, as I said earlier. Maybe you don't think it's an important thing, but hopefully maybe even one new buyer of a phone now know that maybe I have made him so he can go safe this time. He go with the Samsung S4, maybe, because I think there's many people that buy the HTC One and then they discover that the button layout kind of sucks, and it's pretty hard to change that. It's in the design of the phone, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But be careful. Don't just hold them and for 5 seconds actually try to use them. And maybe if you also have the HTC One, maybe you have got used to it. I think that you will get used to the button layout as well after maybe a month or so. But that doesn't change that it still feels much better on the S4 when it's the S4 is like made for a human being. I mean, look at the design. Look at the design. It's curved sides, no weird sides design. It is a flat design, and yeah. So, what do you think of this video? Do you like this kind of video? Do you like this like crazy video with like cars and like weird comparisons and things? I mean, I like to experiment with stuff. I like to try out new things that people never tried out before. And if you did like it, please leave a like. That would be so good. Maybe leave a comment also, and try to be respectful in the comments. I know I'm gonna get some guys, especially those who love HTC, they're gonna rage for me. But remember, this is just because, from my view, button layout is very important, okay? And I'm a reviewer also, so this is kind of like a hardcore video as well. This is for the hardcore geeks, hardcore guys that want to know everything. They want to know deep stuff from a hardcore guy that loves phones, buy them with his own money, and is just really passionate about the things. And you really want to see HTC start improving and just make a better phone design. And one of the reasons why Apple could go with the power button on the top is because the phone is so small already, so it doesn't feel weird. So, quickly a video here. Now you just have an awesome day and continue with your life. And hopefully, if you did watch this whole video, oh my god, you're so awesome. I need to give you a candy, but if you did watch this whole video, what should you say in the comments section? You should say, let's see, what should you say in the comment section? You should say, green chicken. Yes, you should say that in the comment section down below if you did watch this whole video. Green chicken. And then I'm just gonna make the video a little bit longer, so those people don't know I just said that, okay? If people just go to the end of this video, then they can't know that thing that we have about green chicken. Write that in the comment section down below if you did watch this whole video, because you're kind of awesome then. You are one of the unique guys on YouTube that's a hardcore geek, or you just love something, or you're just very bored and like to watch weird stuff. This is a weird video, I know. We're talking about phones here. We're talking about phones in cars and making comparisons. I love it. It's so unique. It's so different. It's cool. So hopefully you did enjoy. Have a good day right now, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video. Peace. And yeah, I will see you in the comment section down below, raging. Have a good day.